Hi everyone, my name is Tiffany. Welcome back, or welcome if you've never been here before. Today I'm giving you a reading vlog. And I want to get into this TBR as soon as possible so we can start reading. It is finally time for me to pick up Wicked Beauty by Katee Robert. I am very excited about this read. This is the third in her Dark Olympus series. I know this is going to be the first polyamorous relationship in this series between Helen, Achilles, and Patroclus. And aside from that, I'm really going in blind. I haven't even read the back of this book. I just want to go in and be surprised. I know that she's going to be delivering on the dynamics and steam. That's why I picked Katee Robert up, and I'm very excited about this. And the step back that they put in it. I mean, I've showed it on this channel before, but let's just take a moment. Like, get into it. Okay, traditionally published. Yes! Anyway, I'm sorry. The next book that I want to pick up is A Caribbean Heiress in Paris by Adriana Herrera. This is going to be my first full-length novel from her. I enjoyed her short stories in Rake and the Duke I'd Like to F anthologies, and I'm really picking this up for the representation, okay? I don't know much else. I'm sure I will expound on that, okay? At length later on, but I'm excited to pick this up. I found the audiobook on Hoopla, so we're gonna get into that. And also, I'm gonna pick up Love and War by Shirra Lynn. This is an interracial wartime historical between a Black lounge singer and a surgeon that's been forced to serve the Reich. I have heard nothing but good things about this book from the people who have actually read it. So I'm eager to join that group. And I heard that the audiobook production is really good, so I'll probably use an Audible credit for this one. And I'm finally gonna pick up Credence by Penelope Douglas. This is a forbidden, taboo romance. I know that the heroine is taken in by her step uncle after the loss of her father, and there's a bit of rotation between him, her step uncle, and her cousins or step cousins. I'm not sure, but we're gonna get into it and find out. I definitely want to start with Wicked Beauty. And I found the audiobook for this on AnyPlay, which is perfect because I have somewhere fun to be. Obviously, I'm going to be taking you with me, but I'll be able to do both at the same time and then get into the physical copy at work because McKay from Oh Hey It's McKay is having reading sprints today, so that should be fun. But we're going to hop right to it, and I'll be back when I have thoughts. made some headway into this book, and I was not expecting a battle royale. I usually like battle royales because of the forced proximity element with a character against themselves, how they are challenged and inevitably surprise themselves in what they're capable of doing because of the high stakes. In this one, the title of Heiress is being dangled before the competitors by the new Zeus. In this world, the political positions change, and it's Helen's opportunity to showcase her contributions beyond her beauty if she can snag the title of Heiress. And what comes as a great surprise and also betrayal is that her brother, the new Zeus, also adds her hand in marriage to the mix. And that act and the way in which Helen responds to that really telegraphed to me the pretty pawn that she's been expected to play and has been acquiescing to. Also, her sort of impulsive need to buck against that when she surprises everyone by entering into the competition to not only claim the title above Heiress, but garner her own hand in marriage. I loved that move from the very beginning. It's very like strong clit energy that I can get behind. I also like how Achilles and Patroclus have this longtime friends and lovers relationship, and Achilles is there to claim the title himself. Patroclus is there to support him in that effort. And I really like Patroclus. It's this sort of like blunt tool and the brain that wields it sort of mash up between them. And I think tool is a good word for Achilles because he's so confident in his abilities and doesn't even see Helen as a competitor, already eagerly awaits for her to be his prize. And Patroclus is this sort of like character with a brain of a search engine. Like, I'm getting the same feelings that I have when I read my keyboard pianists, computer science gods. I love characters like Patroclus because they're so good at computing every possibility in theory, yet you can only theorize so much about what's going to happen until the reality of the situation hits. And so I love to see characters like Patroclus be placed in a position to deal with reality and also act counter to logic. And I like how he's already been surprised by his allure towards Helen, already has had to factor that in, and how that's revealed the well-oiled machine of communication between Achilles and Patroclus, and the sort of shorthand that's between them in terms of their open relationship. And I'm very interested in seeing how this plays out. I kind of ache for Patroclus already because he knows that in helping Achilles claim what he desires in becoming Heiress, he's also in a way helping Achilles displace him. He knows that the political sphere will be their undoing, not to mention these sparks that are already flying with Helen and this like hand in marriage aspect. And the blunt tool that Achilles is, he's just the type of character that believes that he can bend all to his will and that he can have it all. And I think my heart breaks for Patroclus because he has this sort of belief that what is between them, this very strong connection that feels like it's been hard won and like aged over time. It's almost like he sees this connection between them as a fever dream, and he's just trying to claim everything that he can out of it for as long as he can because the time on them is pending, which is just like, makes me want to squeeze him because it's relatable, but it's also just so far-fetched at the same time. So I expect Helen to problematize what they have. We are dealing with Katee Robert, but I'm liking where the chess pieces are falling. And although I don't pick Katee Robert up for the world building, we are in a battle royale. I do want to see how that changes the dynamic between them, enhances it, progresses the relationship. It's going to be kind of hard for that not to be tangled up in each other. And also, I want to see how Helen surprises herself during this competition. So, I'm very excited about this. I'm going to continue on with the physical copy at work, and I'll be back when I have more thoughts. I finished Wicked Beauty, and I'll say I was not expecting, let me put it this way, the way that this was set up, I was expecting Helen to be that princess that's misunderstood, that's been locked away in the ivory tower, that's really a badass, that's gonna prove all of them wrong. That was set up very well. What surprised me about this was the limiting beliefs that she harbors and where those come from and how she self-soothes. That was a pleasant surprise. Her sort of mental plight in her struggles, as well as the heat and rage between Helen and Achilles, and also the sort of ease and knowing between Helen and Patroclus. I love how that problematizes what Achilles and Patroclus already have established. And I also enjoyed the sort of bulldozing care of Achilles. I really needed that because I struggled with his ass a little bit, okay? Because for a lot of this book, he really counts Helen out, doesn't really see her as a true competitor, and she really remains a prize. And I think what balanced him out for me, because he also has this sort of hypocritical claim on her after what he and Patroclus have established between them. It's very hypocritical the way in which he just buckles, okay? But I liked that balance of the way in which he cares for both of them, and also these like moments where he fears losing Patroclus. That really mirrors Patroclus's self-deprecating martyrdom and disbelief in the strength or possibility of their connection really enduring. I needed that from Achilles, and I liked that balance. I knew I was gonna love Patroclus. Okay, I just knew that I was. I latched onto him from the beginning, and I like how this shaped out and how they came together. I'm trying to figure out if I like this one more than Electric Idol, because I did love Electric Idol more than the first book. And, you know, I have an affinity for a triad polycule. So I'm not sure. I'm still like on the fence on whether or not I like this more than Electric Idol, but I rated this a 4. I'm loving this series, and she delivered on the dynamic in this theme. Again, that is why I picked this up. And like, I did enjoy the Battle Royale, okay? And it did seem like the challenges sort of thrust them together. The kind of perilous situation that Helen is in, and them protecting her and like factoring her into their plans. So I liked the ending as well. This was a 4. I really enjoyed it. Next, I'm gonna pick up A Caribbean Heiress in Paris. I think I mentioned that I found the audiobook on Hoopla. And I'm on my way to go see Carrie from Booked for Romance. She is in Vegas. I cannot believe it. I'm very excited to see her. This month has been like a bookish dream when it comes to actually meeting my friends. So I'll probably start this in the car on the way to her. But I mean, I'm excited to see Carrie. I can't believe that she's in town and that she reached out. Like, I'm so excited. So I'm gonna start this on my way to her and get a lot of it in at work. But let's go see Carrie. The car behind me is lucky I'm not listening to a mafia romance right now. I'm serious. I probably shouldn't show you that side of myself. But thankfully, I'm listening to A Caribbean Heiress, okay, in Paris. He needs to back up. Girl, Vegas reminds me of freaking New York in that I've been like in traffic, I'm running late, and I really think it's because people are looking at the billboards. Like, I think that that's why it is, because there's not a lot of people out here. I am on my way, girl. I am coming. Oh my God. I'm so excited right now. Like, I'm about to see her. And I'm late. Okay, I'm late. This is so embarrassing. I've been really, really bad. I finally get to meet Carrie. We've just been gabbing and talking. I was like, we need to show the vlog. Right. Okay, so hi, we're about to have lunch. You're gonna see that.
Yep.
I'm 100%. So glad she's here.
Oh my gosh. She's so cute. She is so cute.
Carrie's very sweet.
She's so cute. Okay.
I am surprised I made it here on time and I am dressed for work. Leaving Carrie was so hard because she's just so freaking sweet and fun. I could have talked to her all afternoon. Oh my God, I cannot believe that she's in town and she reached out. I'm gonna try to get through some Heiress in Paris at work and I will be back with more thoughts. But Carrie, I loved meeting you. Oh my gosh, next time I'm coming to you. I was gonna love this at 15%, and I'm not finished yet. I suspect I'll be wrapping it up fairly quickly, not the update, knowing me, but the reading. I had to get the ebook because I was just lost in some of the quotes and the representation in this book. When they mentioned Mama Juana from the gate, I was like, yes. Oh my gosh. And I'm sort of like obsessed with how right-sized Luz's strength is, if that makes sense. She isn't contrarian. She is capable and measured in terms of the steps that she's taking. And I like the way that James is able to see that. It makes for a compelling read. This follows Lucelana. She is a recent heiress of her family's rum business, and she's bravely aiming to expand that in an 1889 Paris with men who have no respect for her gender nor heritage. And she's accompanied by her two best friends who are very accomplished in their own right. Like, one is the first woman to be like a doctor in the Caribbean, and the other is a critically acclaimed artist. The three of them make Las Leonas. They are beautiful, brazen, and bold Black Latino women being featured, and I'm so excited about this series. Like, I cannot stand it. When Luz arrives in Paris, she has a very fiery meet cute with James, and really after buffeting being dismissed by so many men. And I just love, obviously, how bewitched he is by her, but also his compulsion to protect and help her with his connections. He is a Scottish earl, and his aim is to lasso his family liquor business from his father. He's very broody in his resentments towards his father. And I like how that plot to sort of wrestle that out of his father's clutches plays a really big role in this book. And I've been latching on to his like aim to help her because there's a lot of carnal need in the mix. Okay, it just balances that out because he's got an eye for her eye for business. I like how he's able to note that and how he is able to clock the way in which she capitalizes on the opportunities that are placed before her. I think it balances the very like immensely felt passion between them that is based on attraction, his acts of care, or just his generosity that garners her trust that he doesn't have to give. And I love how headstrong she is, but her willingness to accept his help. I don't know why in so many books, headstrong like translates to, I don't know, not like alienating the hero, not like, I don't know, demonstrating common sense or accepting help that doesn't come from within. I don't understand that. I don't need bombastic gestures of feminism. Like, for me, what's so great about this is their intoxicating banter that has this socio-political bend. To be in a historical that highlights colonialism, okay, and the egregious economic exploitation, slavery, and while also being very feminist in the steps that she is taking because she is who she is. To me, it isn't heavy-handed because just by her carrying out what she needs to do, that's revolutionary, but it just is. The fact that early on it's mentioned that her rum is made by freed slaves, and those freed slaves have a stake in the company. It is a very revolutionary thing, but it just is. And I say that because it feels like this is done in a way that can translate and almost be inspiring for a lot of readers. Not to downplay the fact of what Luz is doing in this time period and because of who she is, that isn't groundbreaking, because it is, but in part, I do think that this translates very well because if you're a woman and you are choosing to carry out your life the way in which you see fit, that is a feminist act. Full freaking stop. Like, whether you want to be a CEO, start a family, or not start a family, despite everyone's damn opinion about that, which I'm not going to get into like a ramble on that because I could for 20 minutes. The just laughable nature of what the imagery of feminism is supposed to look like. I just feel like this screams like do you, screw the opinions of others if they do not serve you. And also, like, if you don't have a hero yet that's protective and in your corner, James is here as a book boyfriend showing you how it's done, okay? I'm just loving this. I'm loving the representation. I'm loving her strength, and how she's like willing to do whatever it takes in order to carry on her family's legacy. And I also have to say that this is surprisingly a marriage of convenience, and that does come a little bit later than I'm used to in a historical. I won't spoil as to how or the romance reasons for why, but I am interested in seeing the emotional development between them. This is very sexy. And like I said, the passion between them is immensely felt, you know, despite Luce's, I don't know, like quest to do business and not fall in love. Like that's how this starts out. And she's reluctantly just sort of falling for his character and the help that he's lending. And I love the family moments that we've seen so far, and the plot, you know, this takeover plot is really interesting as well. But yeah, I'm interested in seeing them being forced into proximity with this marriage of convenience and what comes out of their emotional progression because of it. So I'm loving this so far. Obviously I'm gonna try to close it out, and I'll be back when I have more thoughts. Just popping in really quick because I'm fresh off the page and I want to get this out. I promise I'll be brief. I'm rating this a 4.5. I think that this is a must-read romance. I absolutely loved how equally yoked they were in terms of carrying their family's legacy. I also like the link between them in terms of women playing such a pivotal role in both of their businesses. Oh, and just how broody and hell-bent James was on doing right by his family and her. Oh my gosh, he was such a swoony hero, and he was utterly bewitched by Luce, which is why I do wish that the marriage of convenience was introduced a little bit sooner so we could have more time to really build on how they were emotionally linked and falling for each other outside of the bedroom and business. But oh, I loved this so much. If you're looking for POC representation, okay, a swoony hero that's protective but broody, and just headstrong hellion heroines that are handling their business but also allowing love to come in, I definitely recommend this. Like, I already have my eye out on the next romance. This is a series that I'm definitely gonna devour. And I'm finally gonna pick up Love and War, which is another Black heroine set in Paris, but in a very terrifying and egregious time. So I am interested in joining the ranks of those who have actually read this book so I can add my commentary to it. And I'll be back when I have more thoughts. Oh, A Caribbean Heiress in Paris. Just read it. Read it! I almost forgot. I have book mail and I want to open it now. So I was like, wait a minute, I'm forgetting something. I got something in my actual mailbox, and I think that this is from an author, and only a few authors have my address, so I'm really excited, and I really hope that this is book mail. Recently, I went to my mailbox thinking it was book mail, and it was just a book that was delivered late, okay, from Amazon. So let's get into this. This is from a Dream Books company. That probably rings bells to you, some of you. To me, I'm like, I don't know. You can see it, but I can't. Ah! What? What the fuck? Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. I did not buy this. What? Who sent me this book? Who sent me this book? Who sent me this book? Thank you if you sent me this book. Please sound off below. DM my ass. Thank you so much. I absolutely loved this book. I love Cam. Are you kidding me? It's hardcover. Sorry. It's hardcover. I am in for a reread. This might go in my Bookish advent calendar for the end of the year that I'm DIYing. Oh my God. Who sent me this? I did not buy this. Oh my God. Okay, we're moving on to the next one. Thank you if you sent me this. I did not buy the book. I love that it's a hardcover. Stop it. Okay, next, hopefully I'm not flashing my address. I like to feel around for the card first. Okay, there's the card. All right. Oh wait, that's the receipt. Oh my God. Okay, there's the card. Chaotic. Oh my God. Wait, but there's no, I know what book it is. It says it's Wolf Gone Wild on the freaking receipt, but it doesn't say who it came from. Oh, wait. Congrats on 1K. It's so deserved. The descriptive and passionate way you talk about books is unmatched by anyone. What? Victoria! Victoria's romance reads. Are you kidding me? You're a freaking doll. This is the second book that you sent me. You need to stop it. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. And no, I do not have physical copies of this series. I stopped buying books because I knew I was going to be moving. And I'm so freaking happy about this. Thank you so much, Victoria. Oh my God. If you have not met Mateo and Evie yet, you need to. The audiobook for this is absolutely amazing. It gives me Venom vibes. Okay, Mateo and his alpha. I think it also needs to be said that if you're not following Victoria, you should. She has a ton of recommendation videos. She consistently uploads. I cannot wait to celebrate her 1K. Okay, so check her out, please. But thank you so much, Victoria. I'm so excited.
This is Audible. AB Book Services presents Love and War, written by Shirra Lynn, adapted for audio drama by Eden McKenzie and Shirra Lynn, narrated by John Rogers and R.A. Nash.
I am sorry. I meant to give updates on this as I was reading and I just couldn't stop. First of all, the production value of this audiobook is astounding because this is her debut novel. I mean, the Folly work, the ambient sounds, the music, the full cast feel, even the accents that both narrators did, I enjoyed. And even some of the elation during the steam. If you're gonna be listening to this in the car or in public and you care, I would bump it down a couple notches because you might be surprised. But oh, I definitely recommend this audiobook. This is a heart-wrenching and heavy-hitting romance with high stakes because of the heinous historical time that we are in. And I feel like it needs to be said that there is a way that she sets up Emil's forced servitude and also delivers on the consequences for his participation. Because there are going to be people that are afraid to pick this book up because Emil does serve the wreck in this book. He is trapped. He does not buy into the dominant ideology. He is sickened by the atrocities that are going on, but he is a surgeon for them. And like I said, there are heavy consequences that he elects to take on, but I feel like I need to say that because even in this story, I think she has a very clever call out to the sentiment of not supporting this romance because of that, where Victoire is in a very dire situation and at the mercy of others' kindness. And it is these side characters that have this couple's life, their future in their hands. Their ability to see Emile's entrapment almost felt like she was asking the reader to be able to do the same. And I felt like that was done in a very beautiful way. It was an atta girl moment for me while reading this. So this is kind of structured in a cinematic way in that it's bookended by Victoire's daughter's perspective. The entire romance is a flashback of Victoire sharing her and Emile's story with her daughter. And she was a lounge singer in Paris, and by chance Emile sees her and is captivated by her voice and her beauty. And one day when she's on her way home, she is harassed and almost rounded up by officers until Emile and his best friend save her, saying that she is Emile's maid. They get her new papers and she moves in with Emile, and that is the vehicle for their forced proximity, where he isn't even expecting her to be his maid, is very reluctant and doesn't even want to push his interest on her because he recognizes his position of power. And yet she's so grateful that she does take on the role of taking care of him, which makes for a very sweet and quiet and timid slow burn between them, which really did need to build in that way due to the circumstances. And I will say this is like a very compassionate and courageous romance between them. This is not a Nazi apologist romance. She reads them for filth and their love prevails despite their violent and global hate. And in fact, their romance is the very thing that they fear and they're fighting against, which for me personally, I can't lie, added some glee. There are trigger warnings for sexual assault, not between our main characters, suicide, violence. There are racial slurs in this, and just like the atrocities of the time. This really goes there. There are also various POVs that come together in a surprising and also heartbreaking ways as well. But I've never read anything like this. It is so brave and beautiful. I rated it a 4.5. The way that their HEA comes together in the end, like there was a moment in like how it was done, you know, in terms of the flashbacks that kind of like broke me. I was just like, it's fucking beautiful and far-reaching. Oh, I loved this book so freaking much. Again, I rated it a 4.5, and I highly suggest you pick it up if you think that you can handle the triggers. It will surprise you. It definitely surprised me, and the audiobook production was just stand out. I also think I'm gonna wrap this vlog up here. I want to get it out. I need to film my 1K Q&A video, and I will be starting my next vlog out with Credence by Penelope Douglas. So I want to thank you for joining me. Please consider subscribing and sticking around, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.